All right, just before I go into the techniques, I will be doing everything for my right hand because I'm right hand dominant. First one is the interview stance. So that's basically you stand 8 to 10 feet away, slightly off. In this case, it's to my right because I am right-handed, and you want to angle your weapon side, which is my right side, away from the attacker. And you also want to have your hands free about right here. That way they're ready to grab anything if the person comes, and that's why we are also 8 to 10 feet away. If that person does decide to charge, we have time to figure out what we're going to do, if we want, whatever. The next one is defensive stance. So this is having your right or your dominant hand behind, that way it's ready, out, not like this or not like way out. You kind of want it like nice in between, low stance, and you want to call out and be very verbal. So that's when they're starting to come towards you and you say very loudly, "Hey, back, stand back," and move back towards, just like this. Obviously, it helps create witnesses when you're very, very loud. It also, having your hands ready, low stance, just in case they are ready to attack you. You're ready for whatever is coming. You're nice and set and ready to go. Next one is grips for choke. This one is, so there's 3 main ones. There's this off to the side of your neck. So you want to have your hand slightly bent a little bit at the fingers, blocking that neck there. That way he can't get a good grip on there. Second one is C-clamp, which you then grab the arm that's coming from behind you. And then the third one is kind of like a hook. Kind of difficult here, but you grab that arm and assist with the pushing when you're moving that arm away to face your attacker. This is just main one, this one, to help protect from you actually getting choked out. The C-clamp is to help hold and gain grip. That way you can begin to push away from the choke. And then the third one with the hook is to get away and assist with getting to that position. Next one is the back defensive. So, on your back, chin all the way up, because we don't want our head to be on the ground. We'd rather take the blow here as opposed to on the head. That way you don't go unconscious. Hands out, right hand behind, dominant hand. Put your feet and legs up all the way as close as you can to your butt. That way you can have the balance to eventually push up, which is what we're going to get to in a sec. So basically this is the back defensive stance. And, the hands are ready for if a blow is coming. Head is there. That way we go unconscious. We can kind of just take the hits. And then obviously the legs are there to help propel us up. The next one is bridging. So bridging, same stance again in your back defensive stance. This time though, we want to propel upwards, which is what's going to help with our legs here. So back defensive stance, and then bridging is basically pushing those hips all the way up as high as you can to kind of get your person off of you. You can bridge off to either side. So here is the right side, bridging as high as you can, keeping on that right shoulder. And then here it is the other side. So left. So go up into the bridge, go to the left side all the way. And this is kind of to bring the person up off of you, as well as kind of pushing them off their balance. So going right or left, pushing them off to either side. Next one is shrimping. So this is actually getting away from the person completely now. You want to create a bunch of space. So I'm just going to resemble this being the person or attacker in this case. So we want to be shrimping away from them. So into our stance again, off to the one side, and then once we're here, we want to basically shrimp our way, so pushing out. Doing this the wrong way. This way. So you go off to one side, bridging, and then basically in one motion, push out, creating that space. I've now created that space away from the person. That way you can either put a knee in, put a leg in, and basically quickly fill that space, because that's what we want to create, to get away from that person. Next one is defensive seated. So in this case, you want your weapon, again, away from the person. So in my case, it's my right side. So I'll have right leg down, left leg up. And we want this here. That way we can move either side, depending on where the attacker's coming from. And then this here to block if a kick or a punch or whatever is coming towards you. You want to be ready for that. And you want to be real stable with it. That way you have that power to move either side. Obviously very helpful for someone if someone's coming from multiple sides, or you know, they come in quick. You have that ability to move left to right. You have that defensive there. And then the next one, which is repel to kick, is when you want to pretty much reverse it on them. So you're in that stance, you're ready, and then once you go, kick forward, move back, have both hands up, and then push out again and be ready. That is basically giving them kind of a stun hit, giving us time to then move, come back out, and be ready again. Because obviously we don't want to be on the ground. That's the last place we'd really want to be. And that is all of the techniques.